Masturbation secrets old men wish they knew sooner. Advice for elderly. Nobody warned me that the slowest kind of suffering starts with silence. Not the silence of others, but the silence you hold inside your own body. The moment you stop touching yourself, not for pleasure, but for connection, is the moment your health, vitality, and confidence begin to slip away. And by the time most men realize it, they've already lost too much. I've spent over 30 years sitting across from men, fathers, veterans, engineers, pastors who quietly carried shame, confusion, and deep questions about their changing bodies. Some believed they were broken. Others thought they had simply aged out of feeling alive. Almost all of them asked the same question in one form or another. Is it too late to feel like myself again? The truth, no. But first, we need to talk honestly about something most men have been too ashamed to say out loud. Section 1. The hidden danger of mindless masturbation. For decades, many men have approached self-pleasure with speed, distraction, and tension, often while glued to a screen. They treat it as a release, not a ritual. But here's what happens over time. According to Dr. Nicole Pross, a neuroscientist at UCLA, habitual, disconnected masturbation can lead to neurological desensitization, a state where the brain requires increasingly intense stimulation to experience the same level of pleasure. Pross et al., 2015. In simpler terms, when you repeat the same mechanical motions and emotionally check out, your brain starts rewiring, you're training yourself into dysfunction. The result: numbness during intimacy, reliance on extreme visual content, difficulty finishing, erection issues even when there's desire. The most tragic part: men begin to think they're failing in the bedroom, when really they've just been overtraining their nervous system in the wrong direction for decades. Section 2. The cost of abstinence. Why not masturbating at all can harm you. Many men after 60 simply stop, sometimes because of grief, sometimes shame, sometimes they just believe their time has passed. But your body doesn't retire just because you do. Your prostate, for example, continues producing fluid even when ejaculation stops. Without release, that fluid builds up, leading to what's called prostate congestion, which can cause nighttime urination, pelvic pressure, weak urine stream, even pain during ejaculation. One of the most important studies on this topic comes from Harvard University. A 2016 analysis of over 31,000 men found that those who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. Leitzman et al. JAMA, 2016. This isn't a myth, it's medicine. And it's proof that sexual expression, even solo, is a critical part of aging healthfully. Section 3. The silent poison of shame. I've seen shame destroy more men than disease ever will. And I don't mean loud shame, the kind that comes from others. I'm talking about the quiet kind. The shame that sneaks in when a man avoids looking at himself in the mirror, when he jokes away intimacy, when he stops touching his own body because somewhere along the way, he was taught it was wrong. Shame creates stress, and chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which weakens immunity, raises blood pressure, and accelerates aging. Sapolsky. Why zebras don't get ulcers. It also disrupts hormone balance, suppressing dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. These are the very chemicals your body needs for mood, memory, and sleep. In other words, shame doesn't just shrink your sex life, it shrinks your whole life. Section 4. Your testosterone isn't just dropping because of age. Yes, testosterone declines with age, but the rate of decline isn't fixed. Dr. Abraham Morgentaler, Harvard Medical School professor and author of Testosterone for Life, explains that engagement with sexual energy, even in solo form, slows testosterone loss. Morgentaler et al., 2010. Sexual activity, especially mindful self-touch, sends the message, I still need this, I still want this, I still care. When you send that message consistently, your brain responds by producing more testosterone. This means more energy, better sleep, stronger muscles, increased drive, not just sexual, but mental. You don't need a partner to stimulate your hormones. You need attention, intention, presence. Section 5. Erections are about more than sex. They're about health. Let's be blunt. Your erections are like any other bodily function. Use them or lose them. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that erectile function is directly tied to cardiovascular health. In fact, ED is often an early warning sign of heart disease. Cleveland Clinic, 2022. Why? Because your penis is one of the most vascular organs in your body. If blood can't get there, it's likely having trouble getting to your heart or brain, too. Regular erections, whether through sex or self-touch, help maintain blood vessel flexibility, nitric oxide production needed for blood flow, smooth muscle tone in the pelvic floor. Without them, tissues atrophy, micro-tears develop, and long-term dysfunction sets in, even if your desire remains. Section 6. Porn is not harmless. It rewires your brain. Many older men think, at least I'm still feeling something when watching porn. But what they don't realize is how modern content has changed the rules. Today's porn is designed for hyperstimulation jump cuts, unrealistic scenarios, high-speed escalation. This triggers constant dopamine spikes, leading to desensitization, difficulty responding to real-life touch, erectile dysfunction with a partner or solo, brain fog and emotional burnout. Neuroscientific studies show that long-term porn use alters the reward centers of the brain. Similar to drug addiction, Voon et al., 2014. Healing requires rewiring. And that starts with replacing artificial stimuli with real, slow, embodied presence. Section 7. The most dangerous risk is isolation. The worst thing you can do as an aging man is disconnect from yourself. Not just from others, but from your own body. When you go days, weeks, or months without touch, not just sexually, but even holding your hand to your chest or running your fingers across your skin, your brain starts shutting down sensory pathways. Studies on skin hunger show that lack of physical contact increases risk of depression, heart disease, cognitive decline, premature death field, Touch Research Institute, 2001. Reconnecting doesn't require anyone else. It starts with you, in the quiet, with breath and awareness. What it all means. Here's the truth. Masturbation done with care, not shame, isn't about pleasure. It's about vitality, longevity, ownership. When you treat it as a daily health practice, it becomes a boost to your cardiovascular system, a massage for your prostate, a signal to your brain that you still belong to this world, a healing act that balances hormones and mood. This isn't teenage indulgence, it's elder wisdom. Because the body remembers, and when you touch it with kindness, it starts to wake up again. If this message reached you, if something deep inside you stirred while listening, then I invite you to begin again. Not with pills, not with shame, but with presence. Here's how I tell my patients to start what I call the golden protocol. 10 minutes a day, no screen, no goal, just you in stillness, touching your own body, your chest, your thighs, your belly, your genitals with breath, with softness, and with full awareness. It's not about climax, it's about reconnection. Within a week, most men report better sleep, improved mood, decreased anxiety, a quiet return of vitality. And more importantly, they begin to see themselves again not as old or broken, but as living, feeling men with power left in their bones. So here's what I want you to do next. Tonight, instead of reaching for your phone, reach for your breath. Instead of escaping into noise, return to your body. And instead of waiting for life to happen again, remind your body, I'm still here. I still matter. I still want to feel. Because you're not invisible. You're not past your prime. And you don't need permission to reclaim your wholeness. If you found this valuable, share it, comment below, Let another man know he's not alone in this. And if you're ready for the next step in this journey, subscribe and watch my next video. How to rewire your brain after 60. A daily plan to rebuild confidence, strength, and sexual vitality. Your second chapter starts now.